All right, Jujutsu Kaisen fans, get ready, because today we are going deep into the world of Satoru Gojo.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you love him or maybe love to hate him.
Right.
But one thing's for sure, Gojo's got that it's factor, that undeniable charisma.
hmm
He's considered the strongest jujitsu sorcerer. But is it just raw power? I don't think so.
No.
What do you think?
He's definitely more than just a powerhouse.
Yeah.
There's a reason fans are drawn to him, and I think it has to do with that strength and his personality.
Yeah.
And, there's those intriguing hints of vulnerability every now and then.
Yeah, he's got that little bit of mystery to him too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, why is he always wearing that blindfold? It's for style, not necessity.
Exactly.
You got to admit, that's pretty cool.
It is, but it goes deeper than just aesthetics.
Uh-huh.
That blindfold, it points to one of Gojo's most defining features,
Mm-hmm.
the legendary six eyes.
Okay, so break it down for us.
It's not just about supervision. It's about perceiving the world of cursed energy, like on an entirely different level.
So almost like infrared vision, but for cursed energy.
Exactly.
We're seeing this invisible world that's all around us, but most people can't see it.
Yeah, it's like having another sense.
Wow. Okay, so that's cool and all,
Right.
but how does that make him the strongest?
Well, it's crucial to how he uses his curse's technique, Limitless.
Right. Inherited from the Gojo Clan,
Exactly.
one of the most powerful sorcerer families out there.
Think about it, most sorcerers expend so much energy using complex techniques.
Yeah, they get wiped out after like one big move.
But Gojo, with the six eyes, he can use these powerful moves with almost zero energy loss.
What?
It's a game changer.
Whoa, hold on. So it's like everyone else is playing on hard mode and he's strolling through on easy?
Pretty much, yeah.
Does he even need to train that, or is he just that naturally gifted?
That's a great question.
I mean, come on. The guy's got it all.
He does have natural talent, especially with both Limitless and the Six Eyes, a combo that hasn't been seen in over 400 years.
Right. That's insane.
But I think even with natural talent, mastery takes effort.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't forget, he can see through other sorcerers' techniques instantly.
Oh, right.
He immediately understands how they work.
So he's always a step ahead.
I'd imagine that kind of insight takes a lot of mental processing,
Yeah, for sure. Constantly analyzing.
Beloning those skills.
No wonder he's always so confident, almost bored in battle.
Right.
He's probably already figured out his opponent's next 3 moves.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of battle, let's break down Limitless itself.
Okay.
This is where things get really interesting because we're talking reality warping stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
Basically giving Gojo control over space at an atomic level.
Exactly. He's not just strong. He's warping reality itself.
And the craziest part is he doesn't even have to lift a finger sometimes.
Right.
His neutral form, infinity, is constantly active,
Like his default setting.
making him basically untouchable.
Untouchable.
Okay, hold on, rewind.
Okay, right.
Untouchable. Explain that like I'm 5.
Okay, so imagine you're trying to reach Gojo,
Okay.
but every step you take, the space between you expands, creating an infinite series of smaller and smaller distances.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
It's like that old paradox of Achilles and the tortoise. You can keep moving towards him, but you'll never actually reach him.
Because there's always another smaller space to cross.
Exactly.
So it's less about stopping something outright and more about slowing it down forever.
To the point where it never actually connects.
Wow. I'm starting to understand why he's always so calm and collected.
Right.
The world literally can't touch him.
And that's just his default setting.
Okay, whoa. We're just getting started.
Right.
Then we get into the offensive forms of Limitless, like blue,
Oh, yeah.
which is powered by negative cursed energy.
It's like creating a miniature black hole in your hand.
That's terrifying. Talk about ultimate control.
Oh, yeah.
But, some fans would probably say red is even scarier.
Oh, absolutely. Red inverts that effect, blasts everything away with positive energy.
So instead of pulling everything in, it's pushing everything out.
Yeah, and it's at least twice as powerful as blue.
If blue is a black hole, then red is like a supernova.
A supernova.
You can see why people call him the strongest, right? But this is Gojo we're talking about.
Yeah.
It can't stop there.
It doesn't.
What about purple? This is the big one.
Ah, purple. Imagine the forces of blue and red colliding,
Oh, yeah.
creating this unstoppable wave of pure destructive energy.
It just obliterates everything.
Remember what he did in Shibuya?
Oh, yeah.
That path of destruction from Shibuya to Shinjuku? That was purple.
I get chills just thinking about it. That wasn't a fight. It was a force of nature unleashed.
Yeah, it was something else.
Okay, so we've covered infinity, blue, red, purple. It's a lot to take in.
It is a lot.
Do you think all this power influences how Gojo sees himself, how he interacts with the world?
That's an interesting question.
Because he's so powerful, right?
On the one hand, he definitely knows he's at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
You can see that confidence, some might even say arrogance.
Right. He's not exactly humble.
But there's also the sense that he's almost bored with it all.
Yeah, like he's looking for a challenge.
He's seeking someone who can push him to his limits.
It's like he's playing a game on the easiest difficulty setting, and he's like, can I bump this up a notch?
Exactly.
But even with all that power, Gojo's not just a fighter.
Right.
He's a teacher.
And a pretty unorthodox one at that.
Yeah, he's got this surprisingly laid-back approach to mentoring.
Especially with Yuji Itadori in the other first years.
Yeah, he uses humor, he teases them,
Sometimes he even comes across as a bit lazy.
but you can tell he genuinely cares about their development.
Yeah, and their well-being.
He's not just teaching them techniques, he's challenging the entire jujitsu establishment.
He's going against the grain.
It makes you wonder, why is Gojo so invested in these kids?
Yeah.
Is it just duty, or is there something more?
That's a great question, and one we'll explore further in part 2 of our deep dive.
So stay tuned, because we're going to delve into Gojo's past, his shattered friendship with Suguru Geto, and uncover the emotional core beneath that confident exterior.
It's going to be an emotional roller coaster.
You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Satoru Gojo.
We've established that this guy is a force of nature,
Yeah.
warping reality with his cursed techniques.
Yeah.
But I think there's more to him than meets the, blindfolded eye.
Definitely.
We were just talking about his students and what drives him. He's got this almost reckless dedication to them, like he's not just teaching them, but shielding them from the darker aspects of the jujitsu world.
You know, that protective instinct, that willingness to go against the grain, it all stems from his past.
Oh, here we go.
Specifically his relationship with Suguru Geto.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah.
This shattered friendship is one of the most tragic parts of Gojo's story, isn't it?
It really is. They were best friends, considered the strongest duo of their time.
The ultimate power couple.
Right, they balanced each other out, challenged each other.
It seemed like nothing could stop them.
But then a mission to protect the star plasma vessel, Riko Amanai, everything changed.
That's when things took a dark turn.
Geto saw too much darkness, too much suffering.
Yeah, that mission was brutal.
He lost faith in humanity, became disillusioned with the jujitsu world.
And that's what caused their falling out. Two sides of the same coin, ending up on completely different paths.
Exactly. And it's important to note that even with all his power, Gojo couldn't bring himself to kill Geto.
You let him walk away.
And you can feel the weight of that decision in everything Gojo does afterward.
Like a constant reminder of what he lost and what he's fighting to prevent from happening again.
Right, he's haunted by it.
So it's not just about fighting curses. It's about fighting against the ideology that corrupted his best friend.
It's deeper than that.
Do you think that's why he's so different in his approach to teaching?
Absolutely. Gojo's mentorship style, it's almost a direct rebellion against those rigid, traditional jujitsu methods.
He's like a total rule breaker.
He uses humor, encourages individuality, and he's not afraid to bend the rules.
Especially when it benefits his students.
Remember when he fought the higher-ups to save Yuji?
Oh, yeah. He was basically saying, I'll do things my way and I'll protect these kids.
Even if it means going against everyone else.
It's like he's trying to build a new kind of jujitsu world.
One where strength isn't just about power.
But about compassion and understanding.
Yeah, a more humane approach.
It's pretty radical considering how traditional the jujitsu system is.
And his students respond to that.
Oh, yeah. They're fiercely loyal to him.
Not out of fear, but out of respect and genuine affection.
They're like a family.
There's a sense of camaraderie you don't often see in the jujitsu world.
It makes you wonder, would any of this be happening if Gojo hadn't been sealed in the prison realm?
Ooh, good question.
Things have been pretty chaotic since he's been gone.
Right. Cursed spirits are bolder, the higher-ups are scrambling, and his students are left to navigate this dangerous world without their mentor.
It's like the world is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens when he inevitably returns.
And the fandom is going wild with theories.
Oh, I bet.
There's this one theory about Gojo and the historical figure Michizan Sugawara.
Okay, I've heard of him. He was like this super powerful sorcerer from way back.
Right, both Gojo and Yuta Okatsu seem to have inherited some of their powers from him.
Whoa, so there's a connection there.
It hints at a deeper lineage.
Are you saying Gojo's powers could be even greater than we realize?
It's definitely a possibility.
Like there's still untapped potential.
Some fans believe Gojo's 6 eyes connect to Sugawara's legendary wisdom.
So not just physical power, but also like ancient knowledge.
Exactly, suggesting that Gojo's true potential hasn't even been unlocked yet.
That's mind-blowing. And then there's the whole question of his escape.
Right.
Some think he's orchestrating it all, waiting for the perfect moment to return and turn the tables on his enemies.
Classic Gojo, always one step ahead.
But it makes you wonder, is there anything that can actually stop him?
Is he truly invincible? It's the big debate, isn't it?
I mean, on the one hand, his power is undeniable.
He's defeated countless curses, outsmarted his opponents.
He's walked away from situations that would cripple most sorcerers.
But on the other hand, there's that overconfidence, that tendency to underestimate his opponents.
Like what happened with Geto.
Exactly. His emotional connection, his inability to kill his former best friend, it led to his downfall in Shibuya.
So it's not just about physical strength, but also about emotional intelligence and strategic thinking.
Right. Power, no matter how immense, can be a double-edged sword.
It's a reminder that everyone has vulnerabilities.
Even the strongest sorcerer.
And that brings us to a crucial question for you, our listeners.
What do you think?
Is Gojo truly invincible?
Or are there cracks in that seemingly impenetrable armor?
This has been an incredible deep dive so far.
We've covered so much ground.
We've explored Gojo's powers, his motivations, his vulnerabilities.
It's been a wild ride.
But what does it all mean in the grand scheme of things?
What does Satoru Gojo represent?
Those are the big questions we'll tackle in part 3.
Don't miss it.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. We've gone deep into the world of Satoru Gojo.
From those insane reality-bending powers to that really sad past with Suguru Geto.
Yeah, it's been heavy.
He's such a complex character, though. You know, challenging the entire Jujutsu world, trying to change it, but also he's the strongest one protecting it.
He's a total paradox, isn't he?
Totally arrogant, yet compassionate, laid back, but deadly serious when he needs to be.
It's that duality that makes him so interesting, I think.
He's not just some flat, super-powered character.
He's got depth flaws. He's driven, but ultimately, he's human, despite all those crazy abilities.
So after all this, what have we learned about Satoru Gojo?
I think, first and foremost, his power is undeniable.
Yeah, no argument there.
He's arguably the strongest in the entire Jujutsu Kaisen universe.
With a combo of, inherited techniques and raw strength that makes him practically untouchable.
Right. No one can really stand up to him.
It's like he's playing a different game than everyone else, but it's not just brute force, though.
Oh, definitely not. We've talked about his strategic mind, his ability to just analyze techniques on the fly.
Like, instantly he knows what you're going to do.
It's incredible.
That's just as important as his cursed energy, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, and we can't forget his influence.
Oh, yeah. He's not just sitting back watching the world burn.
Gojo's a catalyst for change.
Trying to make things better.
His actions, his decisions, they have a ripple effect on the entire Jujutsu world.
He gives hope to those who want reform.
And he's a pain in the neck for those clinging to the old ways.
Those stubborn higher-ups.
Exactly.
It's like he's carrying the weight of the whole Jujutsu world on his shoulders,
Trying to mold it into something better.
Prevent more tragedies like what happened with Geto.
That's a heavy burden.
It is, but past that grief, his determination to protect his students, it all fuels his mission to change things.
It's what drives him.
But all that responsibility, it comes at a price, doesn't it?
For sure.
He's always making tough choices, putting himself on the line.
Sacrificing his own well-being to save others.
It's heroic, but it's also kind of sad.
It is. There's a loneliness to it.
Which brings us back to that question of his invincibility. Is he truly invincible?
It's the big question, isn't it?
I mean, on one hand, he seems unstoppable, right?
He's defeated so many curses, outsmarted everyone. He's even got his enemies scared of him.
But we've also seen that overconfidence, that tendency to underestimate his opponents, can backfire.
Like with Geto, his emotions got the better of him.
Leading to that whole mess in Shibuya.
It proves that even the strongest sorcerer can be caught off guard.
So maybe he's not as invincible as we thought.
Maybe not.
It's a debate that we'll probably rage on as the Jujutsu Kaisen story unfolds.
Oh yeah, the fandom will be dissecting every detail.
But beyond the power levels and the battles, I think there's a deeper message here.
What do you mean?
Satoru Gojo embodies this idea that true strength isn't just about raw power.
It's about responsibility, compassion, the courage to challenge a broken system.
Even in a world full of curses and darkness, there's still hope for change, for a better future.
And that's a powerful message.
It really is, and that's what makes Gojo such a compelling character, so we hope this deep dive has given you a new appreciation for him.
And the crazy world he lives in.
What parts of Gojo resonated with you?
What are your theories about his future?
Share your thoughts in the comments or on social media. We love hearing from you guys.
And if you enjoyed this episode,
like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of anime.